Hi everyone, welcome to the channel Unacademy CAT-alyst. You are with me Bhagyashree Ghosh and here we are going to start. अरे ये क्या हुआ? Just a second, ठीक है? एक second रुक जाओ. There's some problem or what? पेन क्यों नहीं आ रहे? Okay, and so here will be okay. Start working in class. I'm just waiting for the confirmation whether the class is on or not. Yeah, class is on. हेलो स्तव्या वेलकम टू द क्लास ओके उपाध्याय जी हैं हमारे साथ ओह हाय 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 वेलकम वेलकम आइए आइए जॉइन अस तो यस ऑफ कोर्स यार एक से रुक जाओ ये क्या है इफ दिस पेन टैब इज कनेक्टेड तो चला क्यों नहीं ये वियर्ड ओके फाइन सो व्हाटएवर चलो whatever okay so let's start and yes the topic for today is of course it is going to be a cat pyq quest previous year quest hai ye and here I will be analyzing the cat 2017 question paper what were the questions that were there in the 2017 in both the slots and questions will be there its answers will be there basically we are going to talk about strategy we are going to solve some questions so the class will move just the way you want right hi pankaj hello raghav kaise ho welcome good evening okay भाई के आईडी से आए हैं okay good okay चलिए let's move on with the questions and directly question देखे देखो अगर हम लोग questions की बात करें तो अरे यार यहाँ तो ये चल नहीं रहा है यहाँ पे भी नहीं चले तो ये क्या है tips ओ हो हटाओ इसको हेलो सो अब क्या करूं अगर पेन नहीं चलेगा तो कैसे काम होगा पेन ए पेन का ऑप्शन नहीं आया कोई हैक कोई तरीका हाय गुंजन अनअकैडमी लैपटॉप में ओपन नहीं हो रहा क्यों अभी अभी ऐसा हो रहा पंकज सर्वर इशू है क्या अच्छे हो मे बी सर्वर इशू हो या मे बी नेट इशू हो क्योंकि इफ यू कैन सी मी लाइव इसका मतलब सेशन तो चल रहा है हाय पूजा गुड इवनिंग Okay, so let's continue. So 2017 का पेपर है, let's get started. And here the first question is this. देखो 2017 was considered to be an easy year. In both the slots, we were having those 5 RCs and all the RCs were followed by 3 questions या 6 questions वाली RCs. इस तरीके से both the slots were having 5 RCs each and the RCs were quite easy to read, but the questions were critical. 2018 also followed the same pattern. In fact, 2019 also followed the same pattern. At that time, it was for full 1 hour VRC. So of course, let's see the VRC first. And इस बार भी अगर हम लोग कैट के प्रीवियस पेपर को देखें तो इस बार भी कुछ ज्यादा चेंजेस हुए नहीं है if we see the paragraph just count the paragraph this is how this will look like and if you want we can practice from it but we are not going to read each and everything first thing first is we are going to see इसमें क्या क्या है क्या क्या नहीं है तो सबसे पहले तो यार रुको देखो एकदम से नीचे पहुंच गया ये थोड़ा सा पंगा हो जाता है अगर चीजें वर्ड में हो तो तभी हम लोग प्रेफर करते हैं चीजें वर्ड में ना हो सो देखो अब इसमें हाउ मेनी पैराग्राफ्स आर देयर वी हैव बेसिकली 5 पैराग्राफ्स एंड इफ वी काउंट द लाइंस इट्स स्टार्टिंग फ्रॉम हियर सो दिस इज लाइक line number 1 then line number 2 line number 3 one paragraph is roughly containing 3 lines तो यहाँ पे इस तरीके से 5 अगर पैराग्राफ्स है and every paragraph is having like 2 lines or 3 lines so roughly around 15 lines का total paragraph है now just tell me one thing, how much time logically, just fully logical we are going to be. How much time should it take to read a full logical paragraph? Not much, right? थोड़ा सा शॉर्ट कर देते सो दैट ओके ठीक है मैं इसमें इंटरफेयर कर रही हूँ साइड हो जाते थोड़ा सही सो वी शुड नॉट टेक अ लॉट ऑफ टाइम व्हेन वी आर रीडिंग इट तो 15 लाइंस या 16 लाइंस रीड करने में आपको कितना टाइम लगना चाहिए यू शुड नॉट टेक मोर देन 2 मिनट्स और 3 मिनट्स लेट अस से 3 मिनट्स लग रहा है आपको 16 लाइंस रीड करने में योर रीडिंग हैज टू बी इन अ वे कि यू नीड टू अंडरस्टैंड कि ईच पैराग्राफ का आइडिया क्या है, हर एक पैराग्राफ कहना क्या चाहता है। पंकज किसी भी ब्राउजर में ओपन नहीं हो रहा है। वेल अगर किसी भी ब्राउजर में ओपन नहीं हो रहा है तो फिर तो प्रॉब्लम ये है कि शायद नेट इशू हो। 5-6 मिनट्स। ओके, चलो। अब ये रही आपकी फर्स्ट वाली आरसी, राइट? इट इज लाइक दिस वन। नाउ इफ वी सी द क्वेश्चंस हमेशा की तरह, so it's like here, ending here, which one describes the passage, what the passage is trying to do? तो this is the kind of the first question that we are having. अगर हम लोग क्वेश्चन नंबर 2 की बात करें, अर्ली मैप्स डिड नॉट पुट नॉर्थ एट द टॉप, रीजन उसका पूछा, so kind of easy factual. And this one, question 3, according to passage, early Chinese map essay, what can be inferred from the passage, which about the northern orientation modern map asserted? ये रहा 6 क्वेश्चन वाला पैराग्राफ। So एक 6 वाला, and if we see the question, it is quite easy if we read the RC also. देखो हर बार ना आपका एक स्ट्रेटेजी होना चाहिए फॉर दिस एग्जाम। फॉर दिस एग्जाम you should choose your RC. If I have to give this exam today, I am going to see first what type of RCs are there and what is the RC that I should do. मेरा भी नहीं हो रहा ओपन। ओके, अच्छा जस्ट अ सेकंड यार, एक वेट। Okay guys, so do one thing, just read this RC. We are going to do this RC now. We are going to do one RC. Then we are going to see a few questions on para jumbles, few question on para summary, and we are not going to do all, but we are going to do some of them. Okay. Yeah. ఇది क्या फ्लिपकार्ट থেকে কল আসছে পিকআপের জন্য, উঠিনি স্যার। ওকে ফাইন। या ओके। So if we see this, it says कि understanding where you are, चलो साथ में पढ़ लेते जल्दी होगा। अगर मेरे को उसको रीड करना हो तो how will I do it? Understanding where you are in the world is a basic survival skill, हाँ, which is why we, like most species, come hardwired with specialized brain areas to create cognitive map of our surrounding. We human are unique, though with the possible exception of honeybees, is that we try to communicate this understanding the world with others. We have देखो when you read, just try to figure out कि ये कहना क्या चाहता है, main idea. It's not necessary कि एक एक analogy को समझो. What is analogy? Like you are not here to understand each and every example. There are some ideas and उसी idea को समझाने के लिए it is going to provide you more examples. It's not necessary to understand each and every idea or the repeating stuff. A reading trick will be that understand from the first paragraph ये कहना क्या चाहता है, then from the other paragraph try to find out the information for us. Now, since we have seen the question, there are more questions on the map. So map से related information generally हम लोग fact देख के skip कर सकते थे, but यहाँ पे हम लोग उसको skip नहीं कर पाएंगे. So if we read it just like this, understanding where you are in the world, basic survival skill वगैरह, ठीक, तो इसने तो just this was just a starter. Humans are unique, though possible exception honeybees ऐसे करके है. We have long history of doing this, drawing maps, earlier version वगैरह सारा कुछ दे रखा है. तो first paragraph is just a starter, ज़्यादा कुछ इसने खास काम किया नहीं है. Given such a long history, human map making perhaps surprising, only within last few hundred years, North has been considered to be at the top. अब यहाँ से there are some details. Since this is regarding some details, we have some details regarding questions, so now we are reading it. Else हम लोग इसको नहीं पढ़ते. In fact, for much of human history, North almost appear at the top according to ये map historian. North was very put at the top वगैरह वगैरह वगैरह. देखो यहाँ पे एक चीज है. When you read, just ignore the part which is getting repeated. यहाँ पे जेरी ब्रॉटन करके एक पर्सन है, ये भी वही बोलने वाला होगा जो ऑथर बोल रहेगा. So either you choose the author or you choose the statements, I would suggest you to choose the author, so that not only you will get the main idea but also author ये जो बोल रहा है वो क्यों बोल रहा है, author से related और चीजें आपको मिल जाएंगी. अगर हम लोग इसको फर्दर पढ़े ना, we will be a little bit quick here because we have to do more questions. We are just seeing कैसे कैसे आया. अगर हम लोग सी करें इसको फर्दर, कंफ्यूजिंगली जो चाइनीज मैप है सीम्स टू बक दिस ट्रेंड. तो इस तरीके से अगर हम लोग इसके वर्ड्स के चॉइस को देखें, जस्ट लुक एट द आरसीज एंड इट्स द चॉइस ऑफ वर्ड्स. इट इज नॉट हैविंग द वर्ड्स जो कि उतना डिफिकल्ट हो. अगर हम 2017 की बात करें, कंपेयरिंग इट विद द अदर 2019 से, अगर हम लोग 2019 का पेपर भी हम लोग वेरी सून देखने वाले हैं. When we will compare it with the other papers, then we will come to know कि पेपर के रीडिंग में रेजिस्टेंस 2017 में बहुत कम था. What I mean to say, 2017 was pretty much easier to read. फर्दर क्या है, देखो मैंने आरसी पढ़ रखी है. बाय द टाइम आई एम स्पीकिंग एंड गिविंग यू ऑल दिस लेक्चर, आई बिलीव कि यू आर ऑल्सो हैविंग एन आई ऑन व्हाट इज रिटन ओवर हियर एंड रीडिंग इट ऑल. क्योंकि अभी इसके क्वेश्चंस को हम लोग एक साथ करेंगे, ठीक है. सो उसके लिए, given that each culture has different idea of who what they should look up to, not surprising, very little consistency, position sunrise, Islamic map favor the top. So where we can, here we can see कि there are some maps who is putting उनका टॉप किसी का नॉर्थ में है तो किसी का साउथ में है, एंड क्या रीजन से किसका नॉर्थ में है, क्या रीजन से किसका साउथ में है. सो दिस इज सम डिटेल ओरिएंटेड थिंग. सो हम इस डिटेल को एक इंटरेस्टिंग चीज की तरह भी पढ़ सकते हैं. Imagine in the exam when you are going to pick RCs, like इस साल की बात करें, if we talk about this year 2020. Now this year whether the number of question is 34, because CAT ने जो sample paper जो अभी out किया है उसमें CAT is saying this कि it may be the same or it may change. एक वो नीचे clause दे रखा था, लेकिन उस sample paper के according full 34 questions थे, full 100 questions थे overall. So अगर pattern is going to be the same as it was in 2017, 18, 19, 16 में भी, तो जो पेपर आप अब लोग अभी देख रहे हो 2017 का, इसी के अकॉर्डिंग रहा होगा. सो इफ यू मूव फर्दर टू द क्वेश्चंस, ठीक है. सो अगर अरे अरे ज्यादा नीचे हो गया, चलो मैनुअली मूव करते हैं. लेट अस सी दिस वन. Which of the following describes what the passage is trying to do? सिंपल क्वेश्चन है. अगर हम लोग इसके ऑप्शंस को देखें, बेस्ट विल बी टू एलिमिनेट, एंड सिंस इट हैज 4 ऑप्शंस एंड इट वाज वेरी डूएबल क्वेश्चन, ऐसे पैसेजेस पिक करेंगे. Now after these 2-3 questions we are going to see how to pick the RC for yourself. That is going to help. So you can pick 2 or 3 RCs maximum. I would suggest you to do 2 RCs and some verbal, or you can do even 3 RCs and some verbal questions. But 40 minutes you have, so you can do only limited questions. तो कुछ आपको आरसी करने, कुछ रिजेक्ट, तो अभी हम लोग उसकी भी बात करेंगे. सबसे पहले लेट अस एटलीस्ट डू 1 आरसी. क्या लगता है, व्हाट्स द आंसर ऑफ दिस? Which of the following describe what the passage is trying to do? If we see its answer, first बोलता है it questions on explanation about how maps are designed. Second बोलता है it corrects some misconception about the way maps are designed. It explores some myth about the map and it critiques a methodology used to create maps. देखो अगर क्वेश्चन करे एक्सप्लेनेशन पे कि हाउ मैप्स आर डिजाइंड, लेकिन एक्सप्लेनेशन इसने दी थी, एक्सप्लेनेशन पे क्वेश्चन तो नहीं किया था. It told us about various different type of maps and told us basically why. लेकिन एक्सप्लेनेशन पे क्या क्वेश्चन भी किया था? नहीं. It corrects a misconception about the way maps are designed. एक मिसकंसेप्शन था, उसको उसने करेक्ट किया. We have to pick that answer जिसका सबूत हो पैसेज में, whether it is a fact based question or it is a critical question. If we check it, see, it critiques a methodology used to create maps. क्या एक methodology का criticism हुआ है? मुश्किल है, नहीं है, नहीं हुआ. It explores some myths about the map. मैप से रिलेटेड कुछ मिथ है, मैप से रिलेटेड कुछ गड़बड़ियां हैं, ये उस मिथ को लोगों को एक्सप्लोर करती है. क्या इसने मिथ्स को एक्सप्लोर किया है? इफ वी गो बैक टू द आरसी आल्सो, हिस्ट्री मैप मेकिंग की बताई, चाइनीज का ये है, चाइना का कल्चर का ये है, ईच कल्चर का ये है। क्या यहाँ पे कोई मिथ ब्रेक हुआ है? सर्वाइवल स्किल, कम्युनिकेट, लॉन्ग हिस्ट्री, हिस्ट्री बताई गई है। फर्दर कौन क्या बोल रहा है? वी हैव गॉट टू रिमेम्बर, नो वन नोज व्हाट दे आर डूइंग, ये। सो इट इज नथिंग रिलेटेड टू मिथ, इट एक्सप्लोर सम मिथ अबाउट द मैप। मैप के बारे में गलत धारणा है, गलत धारणा तो नहीं थी। क्वेश्चन ऑन एक्सप्लेनेशन, एक्सप्लेनेशन पे क्वेश्चन नहीं था। मिसकंसेप्शन करेक्ट जरूर था। So the right answer is going to be B. So this way. देखो, कैट के सारे क्वेश्चंस इसी टाइप के होंगे. These are called critical questions. Even the direct question is going to have its proof in the RC, and even if it's a critical question, it's an indirect question, it's going to have its proof in the RC. Let us do one thing. Let us just change our strategy. You can go to Unacademy and you can go to my courses and you can check that I have there solved the entire 2017 previous paper. तो जो चीज सॉल्व है उसको दोबारा सॉल्व करने से बेटर है हम लोग स्ट्रैटेजी पे बात करें. व्हाट इज गोइंग टू बी नाउ द परफेक्ट स्ट्रैटेजी फॉर यू, स्पेशली इफ यू आर गोइंग टू अपीयर फॉर 2022 and even if 2020 exam, and even if you are a new learner who is preparing for 2021 attempt, so you should also see and get yourself acquainted with the syllabus. That's going to be the best part. So if we see, if we move on to the, if we just scroll a little bit down, because these are the questions that can be answered. And in fact, since it's a previous year question, you can just get the paper solved anywhere in the internet. Purpose is not to once again redo that. Basically, the purpose is to see the previous year paper and to make the perfect strategy. Look at it. Look at the second RC. This is going to be the second RC. Now, read the passage and here we have. But now the second RC, now once again just count the paragraph. Just it is one, two, one big paragraph here, right? Second paragraph, third paragraph is like one line, fourth paragraph is so-called one line, and there is one more paragraph. So once again, how much it will be? It looks like it's a passage which is having 12 to 14 lines. It is not even having 16 lines. Just know this, that this is the way an RC is. The word limit looks like anyhow around 450. Now, if we look at the questions, so it has first question to Girha. Printing press has been likened to the internet. Which of the following reason? Question is a factual one. When you read about it, it's interesting. Now, then once again, look at the way the keywords are. It has the keyword smartphone GPS. It has the keywords Apple. It has the keyword iPhone. So these kind of RCs are something that are eye-catching. People like us, our generation will definitely like to do an RC which is of a fusion RC, which is of the modern RCs. जैसे ऊपर था मैप मेकिंग. It might interest many of us, but it might not interest many of us. Many of us will think कि अरे वाह वो मैप मेकिंग वाला क्या था, I want to learn more about it. In the exam, in this exam or whatever exam attempt you are having, 2020 आपका attempt है और 2021, the RC which has those favorable keywords that will naturally arouse your interest. That can be one way to pick your RC. If you see the questions also, it has one question, then second, according to passage, invention of printing press did all except. Look at it, it's an easy question. Its answer can be directly seen in the passage. It's easy one. Question number 9, third question it is this. Steve Jobs predicted one of the following instruction of the iPhone. So what Steve Jobs did, this is again a factual question. Superb. This passage is an easy one. Easy to read, easy to understand, and half of the questions are factual. The first one, the previous RC map making one, was still having some critical questions. This is still having factual questions. This is good. Question 10 dekho to. There is a line given from the passage. Author uses which of the following to indicate his uncertainty. Chalo, finally we got to see a question that is coming from the author's side. Not bad. Question 11. Author attribute French and American Revolution to the invention of printing press because. Now another factual question. Should you do this RC in the exam? My answer will be yes, yes, yes. You should do these kind of RCs in the exam, which is easy to read, because, which will arise your interest in that reading stuff, and the questions will be more factual supporting it. Question number 12. Main conclusion is that the new technology has what? At least there are two critical questions, but four factual. This is the RC that has to be done. If you miss this kind of RCs, these are kind of the sweet and easy RCs, isn't it? Chalo, Let's move to the next question, the next RC. Look at the next one. One, two, three paragraph, four paragraph, five paragraph, five and a half paragraph. This is the question. This is central idea. This is asking. This is the question, right? So once again, you have around five paragraph and looks like how much? Word limit? Tell me. Again, the word limit looks like around 16. Yeah, 16 lines I am saying. 4 5 paragraphs, 16 lines. Just trust this process. CAT is following a pattern in which it is giving the RC. RCs are not very big. The paragraphs are not very big. A paragraph is consisting of 3 lines, max to max 4 lines, minimum 1 line or 2 line also. And it is having 5 paragraphs, not more than that. So around 16 lines can be an average RC looking like. Now, once again, how many questions it does have? Acha, one more thing. If we just gradually see, it is so, it looks like great recession. I can see the keyword. Then it is for more data oriented passage. So it is very difficult to find out what it is, especially author related opinion is not visible much, and looks like the last paragraph is kind of important, looks like it is American economy. So what it is all about, we have to read and we have to find it out. Let's see what are the type of questions. Should we do these type of passages or not? Because if you have the word ecosystem, you have the word America, you have the word economy, then definitely. But then you have the word sunglasses. So looks like a passage of economy, but we will understand when we will read. Okay, look at it. Central idea. Disadvantage middle class America, alternate way to shop, relating to shopping something. So it is relating to economy, but it looks like a easy kind of passage. But how much easy? After reading it only we are going to understand. Question 14 देखे तो, why does the author say in paragraph number 2 blah 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 blah? We have the keyword Amazon. So looks like we can give this passage a try too. And why does the author say this? It is an author-centered question. Look at the paragraph, apply the local logic as I teach you in Unacademy, and this can be done. If you see question number 15, in paragraph 1, the phrase real estate developers suggest that they what? So a phrase taken from the paragraph, what does it mean? Its location is there. So what does it mean? Apply the local logic, use the options, eliminate nicely, pick that option whose proof is there in that paragraph, because this is an indirect question, this is a critical question, its answer is not there in the paragraph. Pick it, pick its proof and mark it. If you are a student who is going to appear for next year, 2021, right? And you are seeing this, I would say to you कि don't get into tension. Tension में मत आना, ठीक? Just know this that you have to uh, get into this level. To get into this level, you have to do nothing but just to practice. You can join my classes in Unacademy and you can just directly get practice. Start learning soon. The sooner you start, the better your chances will be. And if you are a learner for 2020, you might be thinking one among the two. Either you are thinking, Arey ma'am, I know this. So if you know this, you might have already prepared a lot. So you might be here to revise. For you, take it as a strategy class. If you are a learner who is not sure about the entire syllabus because there is a lot of things, then definitely this is something that is of course you have to just see, because if 2020 learners I talk about, let's move to the next question. If 2020 learners I talk about, 2020 people have this advantage this time कि now the time is less, so you have to attempt less question. So if I said initially कि do 3 RCs and verbal questions, now I will say do 2 RCs and some verbal questions. Target around 12 questions or 16. देखो, if you do 12 questions correct, if you get around 36 marks in VRC in this 2020 year, you can easily get a 90 percentile, 36 marks mein. Now around 40 marks if you get, you can easily get a 95, 96 percentile. And if you are getting around 45 marks in VRC, you can almost get that more than 99, maybe the topper. Although the 100 percentile score varies a lot, but you can be a You can do good because 40 minutes time is less, but the same thing is this, strategy is known to everyone and सारी चीजें हैं ही हैं तो obviously चलिए सो इसके और सारे क्वेश्चंस देखते हैं. Here is the next one. Scientists have long recognized incredible diversity. देखो यहाँ पे look at this RC. This is a small RC, but do you want to do? This will depend on your taste, but it is a tempting RC once again. Why? Because it is looking like a bio kind of RC. Don't you think that? Divergent, population, biology, sociology, what? But we have the word scientist, again the word population, looks like sociology, neighbor, common, genetic traits, kind of sociology, biology mixed passage looks like. So it's just a three para HC. Looks like we are going to have only three questions in it. Let us see with sum ups. Acha, now look at this. How many lines we have? One line, two line, three line. So around 10 lines, 9 to 10 lines. 9 to 10 lines will take how much time? 9 to 10 lines will take 2 minutes to read. Then let us say 1 more minute to process the information, 3 minutes. And then you have three questions only. You know? How many? Yeah. Question number 20, then question 21, question, okay, yeah, done. Three questions. This is a good passage. If you have less time, let us say you have only 5 minutes left with you. You can do this passage because this was having only three paragraphs to read. So half of the time you are reading and the next half of the time you can do either all the three questions or two. But again, the genre. If you are not comfortable with the genre, then you may not do it. Once again, check this one. How many paragraphs? One, two, three, four paragraphs. This is a shorter one once again, and it again looks like 9 to 10 line ki RC because it has only four paragraphs with two paragraphs a little lesser in length. So 9 lines or 10 lines followed by three questions. This way you can go with RCs. So what is the perfect strategy for RC in the exam? If I repeat it once again, the perfect strategy will be step number one. First, you see what type of five RCs are there. Step number two, pick any three RC of your choice and reject two RCs based on either the genre or the number of question or the length. Let me tell you what, कि nowadays length of all the RC, whether it is a 3 question RC or a 4 question RC or a 6 question RC, length is coming same. Previous year 2019, all the RCs were of similar word limit and there were all the RCs were of 5 question each and one RC was of 4 question each. So it was like this. This year, whether the RC will be having 3 question or 4 question or 5 or 6, you are going to get similar length of article of RC length. So what you need to do is you need to pick an RC based on how you are going to just do the RCs. I mean how you are going to solve the paper. Now see what next was there. Next, you were having 3 questions on para summary, 4 questions on odd sentence out, and 3 questions further on 4 questions on para jumbles and 3 questions on odd sentence out. Look at this para summary question. Just one, okay? Just one paragraph it is, and it is having one line, two line, three line. What is para summary? Para summary is nothing but the representation of the passage. A to Z representation of the passage. So it's not very tough. You just need to read each and every option carefully. Even a minutest problem is going to make that option eliminate. And your perfect answer has to be neither too broad as per the scope of the paragraph. मतलब paragraph ने जितना बोला, it should not say more than that. It should not be too narrow कि paragraph ने तो इतना इतना बात बोला और आपके आंसर ने थोड़ी कम बात बोली, ऐसा नहीं होना चाहिए. Agar if you are like having these kind of options, if you are stuck between shall I mention the process or shall I mention the result, focus on the result. Your result will be a better answer. Process will look incomplete but result will be covering the entire passage. A trick, a tip. Now those who practice questions with me regularly, they will understand what I want to say, but if not, you can join classes of mine, you will benefit. Similarly, 26th question देखो para summary का. Not a big deal. Don't fear VRC. VRC cannot be feared. VRC is a topic you have to enjoy, right? You cannot fear VRC. It's good. It's easy. आगे चलो तो अप्रोप्रिएट समरी देखो तो क्वेश्चन नंबर 27 वंस अगेन समरी निकालनी है, ज्यादा कुछ है नहीं, बट हेयर इट इज फुल ऑफ डिटेल्स, यू कैन सी इट इज फुल ऑफ डेटा। 100 110 ओके, 110,000 साल एंड ऑल दैट। नाउ अ डेटा ओरिएंटेड पैसेज जब समराइज होता है तो जनरली उसके डेटा एंड जो फैक्ट्स होते हैं वो सारे इग्नोर हो जाते हैं। The what is left is the message that the author want to provide. So if we are able to decode it, we are always in a good position. Further, next question is this one. This is a question where it looks like a parajumble, but if you read it nicely, it is asking you to decide the proper sequence and key the sequence of 5 number as your choice. So you have to put in that box, you have to मतलब जैसे इसका अरेंज करना है, पैराजम्बल है ये, अरेंज इट एंड बॉक्स आपको मिलेगा, टाइप इन टाइप आउट है, यू डोंट गेट ऑप्शन देयर, आपको इसका जो सीक्वेंस है वो आपको एंटर करना है। इट्स इजी, इट्स लॉजिकल। पैराजम्बल्स के लिए लॉजिक्स होते हैं एंड लॉजिक्स आर सपोर्टेड बाय some tricks that we see. Further, there are more questions on parajumbles जैसे कि question number 29। आगे चले तो देखो question number 30। टोटल there are 34 questions। अब लास्ट के जो 3-4 क्वेश्चन बचते हैं ये एक और पैराजम्बल का रहा 31st क्वेश्चन एंड 32nd क्वेश्चन देखेंगे अगर आप तो 32nd क्वेश्चन भी पैराजम्बल जैसा दिखता है, लेकिन look at the instruction of the question, it is changed. Now it is saying identify the odd one out. Now you do, it says कि 4 can be put to form a meaningful short paragraph. Identify the odd one. आपको अरेंज नहीं करना है यहाँ पे, you don't need to arrange. You just only need to find the odd simply. So इस तरीके से इसका निकला जाएगा odd. Question number 33 has to be done in the same way. Question 34 has to be done in the same way. For you all, there are the correct answers here. And if you are seeing the session, you can just see these as per your requirement. You may just see this video and the video when it is to streaming live. I am to streaming it live. After this, you can just pause it and you can just see this and you can just use it for your own good stuff. कोई क्वेश्चन हो तो बताएं। इस तरीके से सारी चीजें, सारे solution and all is all there for all of you. I told you ना that there is no पंगा on the solution. Solution का कभी कोई problem ही नहीं है. You can just get the solution from anywhere. It's not about the solutions. It's about the perfect strategy that wins. Whether you have prepared well for it or not, it is always the perfect strategy that wins. Okay. So that's all for today, guys. That was the message for today. If you want to subscribe to Unacademy, you can use this referral code and get 10% discount. और इसी तरीके से just do subscribe this channel and whenever a new video will come in this platform, you will get it notified. So आज के लिए इतना ही. That's all for the session. Thank you everyone. Have a nice day.